Good morning. Welcome to you all. Thanks for being here. Whoever you are and wherever you are on life's journey, and whatever time you get here is fine with us. We are an open and affirming church, which means not only do we welcome diversity, we invite it and we celebrate it and we enjoy it. We realize that only through diversity is the fabric woven that supports us all in life and growth. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Joe Jackson. I'll be the worship leader today. Pastor Bonnie and Dr. Darrell are both on vacation. If you came expecting either or both, that's not too late to get a full refund. That being spoken, we have a huge team that makes sure that you have a spiritual worship experience. Our guest speaker today will be Tina Mather from the Resource Connection. We're happy to have Becky Miller-Cripps here as our accompany us, and the rumor is there's going to be a band today. So you probably all are experiencing Usher, Carl, Joan, Barbara, Pat, and Lynn, all here to welcome you. Shad's doing the audio visual. Our Sunday school teacher and assistants, Kathy and Tanya. Mary Kelly is the Zoom hostess. Matt Graham's here to record the service. And Connie's team, with Faye and Pam, is all here to provide some physical nourishment after our spiritual nourishment. So that being said, we're going to open with the prelude. Oh, one thing, connection cards, if you're new with us or if you've got a concern for Pastor Bonnie, that's her eyes only on the back, you can use that. And while we're on the subject of announcements and bulletins, Jenny in the office is just rocking it. Thank you. So we'll start with the prelude. I, this week, just read this prelude silence, and I invite you to take another look at it as we prepare our hearts for worship. Today, we will hear God calling us to serve. Let us declare our praise to God in the call to worship. Please stand if you like, and join me as I begin. Come, beloved. God is calling us to a new day. The fruits of life and spirit are ours to enjoy.
How great is the steadfast love of God. Whatever we do, God is faithful.
God invites us to join in proclaiming justice. We are God's bearers of light and hope.
Our ears have been opened to see each other's needs. Our hands and hearts are equipped to help them. Let us worship God with souls eager to serve.
Please join me in the unison prayer. Our baskets are full, O God. with the bounty you have provided. Our hearts are full of thanksgiving and praise. We are eager to meet you here, learn from you, and go forth to serve. Equip us as your generous people. Amen. Our gathering hymn is "Oh for a World," found on page 575 of your hymnal. Beloved, we are blessed with God's good bounty of the earth, of one another, and all that we need. However, sometimes we use more than our fair share of the earth's resources. Let us spend a moment in silence to confess those times when we are not good stewards. You may stand if you like to receive the assurance of grace. Friends, rejoice. God hears us and gives us another day to be generous and faithful. God does not remember our shortcomings, but raises us up to serve. In this we can rejoice. Please join in singing our hymn of response. Alleluia. Alleluia. Peace of Christ be with you all.
And also with you.
Feel free to share that.
How about the loaves and the fishes? Remember that one? So I went through, I love this Bible, this illustrated Bible. And there's so many stories about Jesus and food. It starts right after his baptism. Remember when he went out into the wilderness? And the devil came and challenged him to turn rocks into bread. And what happened?
He did.
He did?
I don't know.
That's what shows up on the table in the morning. No, he refused. He said, it's written, man does not live by bread alone. And then there was the loaves and the fishes, and then turning the water into wine. That's an amazing one too. And then there was the one where the woman wanted him to help her, and it turned into a food story when she said that even the dogs get the crumbs from the table. So you're probably going to hear a lot about food today. We're going to hear a lot about food today. Let's have a short prayer before you head out. God, thank you for the children and for all of those who nourish them and make sure that they're here. We appreciate them and all that support them. Thank you. Amen.
Amen.
You guys can go. Thanks.
This song celebrates part of that extravagant welcome that Jesus extends to us and that we extend to one another within the community of faith. Written by a fellow classmate of mine, Jim Manley. Come in and sit down. You are a part of the family. We are lost and we are found. We are a part of the family. You know the reason why you came, yet no reason can explain. Laughter and cry in the pain, for we are a part of the family. God is with us in this place, like a mother's warm embrace. We're all forgiven by God's grace, for we are a part of the family. So come in and sit down. You are a part of the family. We are lost and we are found. We are a part of the family. Children and elders, middlers and kings, singles and doubles and in-betweens, strong 85ers and streetwide 16. We are a part of the family. Readers and shoppers, long time and new. Nobody here has a claim on a few. So whether we're many or only a few, we are a part of the family. So come in and sit down. You are a part of the family. We are lost and we are found. We are a part of the family. There's life to be shared in the bread and the wine. We are the branches, Christ is the vine. This is God's temple, it's not yours or mine, for we are a part of the family. There's rest for the weary and health for us all, a yoke that is easy and a burden that's small. So come in and worship and answer the call, for we are a part of the family. Come in and sit down. You are a part of the family. We are lost and we are found. We are a part of the family.
Thank you. The scripture reading today is from Matthew. 25, 31 through 41. I don't have exactly where it is in your pew Bibles. I was having a hard time with that version, so I switched to the Message. The sheep and the goats. Then the king shall, when he finally arrives, blazing in beauty, and all of his angels with him, The Son of Man will take his place on his glorious throne. Then all the nations will be arranged before him, and he will sort the people out, much as the shepherd sorts out sheep and goats, putting sheep to his right and goats to his left. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Enter, you who are blessed by my Father. Take what's coming to you in this kingdom. It's been ready for you since the world's foundation, and here's why. I was hungry, and you fed me. I was thirsty, and you gave me a drink. I was homeless, and you gave me a room. I was shivering, and you gave me clothes. I was sick, and you stopped to visit. I was in prison, and you came to me." Then these sheep are going to say, "Master, what are you talking about? When did we ever see you hungry and feed you, thirsty and give you a drink? And when did we ever see you sick or in prison and come to you?" Then the king will say, "I'm telling you the solemn truth. Whenever you did one of these things to someone overlooked or ignored, that was me. You did it to me." I'm going to yield to Tina at this time. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me back today. It's been a long time since I've been here, and I've missed you all. So thank you. I'm going to talk a little bit today about the Resource Connection. I'm also going to talk about the food bank, but some of you may not know that the Resource Connection is more than just the food bank. We try to reach out to our community and help in a variety of ways. We have several programs, and each program is run by a different director. We're early childhood programs offering Head Start and Early Head Start education. The director of that program is Jeanette Allen, and I'm going to give you all of our directors' names because they're fabulous women and they're doing wonderful work. We are Child Care Resource and Referral. That's where we connect families in need with child care, and we help them pay for that child care. And the program director there is Sherry Noble. We are WIC, Women, Infants, and Children. We offer nutritional education and food to pre- and postnatal women, infants, and children up to 5 years old. The program director there is Sasha Christofferson. We are the Calaveras Crisis Center, which helps those experiencing domestic violence, and the Children's Advocacy Center, where we reach out and we give counseling to children who've been victims of crime, free counseling to those children and to their families to help them heal. The director of both of those programs is Kelly Coyne. And then we're the food bank, serving Calaveras County, where that's what I'm here basically to talk to you about today, and I'm the director of that program. So the food bank is an income-based program, and we serve those of it 185% of the federal poverty level and below. I will tell you that we fudge on that a lot. Because there are times when somebody is going through a crisis in their life, and they just have been hit hard financially. So I want you to know that we do make an exception for those who come to us in need. It's hard for someone to come to us and to ask for help. And a lot of times we'll get, "Well, I don't want a handout." I'm not offering you a handout. We're offering you a hand up so that you can get back on your feet, because you were knocked down and we want you to stand strong. We are a Feeding America Partner Distribution Organization. We call ourselves a PDO. This affiliation gives us access to foods donated to Feeding America at the very low cost of just 9 cents a pound. Now, we're not really paying for that food, but what we are paying for is our food hub is Second Harvest of the Greater Valley, and we're helping to offset the cost of storing that food and procuring that food for us. And we go to Manteca once a week and we pick up food. We also have a contract with the USDA where we distribute commodities. Back when I was growing up as a child, it was the free government cheese program. It's still in existence today. We are part of that program. And we have 8 distribution sites throughout the county. We have them in Arnold, Copperopolis, Railroad Flat, Angels Camp, Valley Springs, West Point, Mountain Ranch, and in San Andreas. And all of those programs are run by volunteers. We facilitate it, but it's all volunteer-based with the exception of one site in San Andreas. One of my staff members, Kathy, she takes care of that distribution site. Excuse me, it's behind the San Andreas Senior Center. And we figured since we're in San Andreas anyway, the food bank's located in San Andreas, we would go ahead and handle that site on our own. The income requirements or limitations for USDA commodities is higher than the food bank. It's at 235% of the federal poverty level. We also have a network of 9 faith-based and community pantries, all run by volunteers, in neighborhoods throughout the county. They're located in Copperopolis, Arnold, Mountain Ranch. We have 3 in Angels Camp and 3 in Valley Springs. These pantries are also, because of their relationship with us, they are also involved with Feeding America. And so we are able to give them the food that we access through our food hub, and we are their food hub. So we also act as a food hub. We have mobile pantries once a month. That's in 3 different locations, and what we do is we load up our van and we go out into different communities and we serve those that can't make it to us. And they're mostly in the far reaches of the community. We go up to West Point, we go up to Railroad Flat, and we go out to Copperopolis. Now, we do already have a pantry out in Copperopolis, but it's only open 1 day a month, and it's only for a short time span. So if you miss it, what are you gonna do? Especially if you don't have transportation to San Andreas. So we make sure that we hit that community as well. From May through October, we have produce days. We just had our first one on Friday. It was wonderful. And that's where we give out fresh produce. We do it twice a month. On the second Friday of the month, we're at the food bank in San Andreas. Excuse me, I'm a little bit nervous today. I don't know why. In San Andreas, the food bank is located right off of George Reed Drive, so we're just off of Pole Station Road across the street from the water department if you don't know where we're at. So we have our produce day there on the second Friday of the month. On the fourth Friday of the month, we take produce and we load up our trucks and we travel. And we travel to a different site every month between May and October. And again, volunteers are the backbone of what it is that we're doing. We have a staff of 5 at the food bank. I'm one of those 5. And I tell you what, we can't feed everybody by ourselves. So we rely really heavily on volunteerism, and I'm happy to report that we don't have a shortage of volunteers. Our community supports the work that we're trying to do. We have a holiday program called Santa's Express. We partner with local Rotary clubs and Toys for Tots to provide a complete Christmas dinner and toys for family. Santa's Express is brought to life by many, many, many volunteers. So in leading up to the event, it's a 1-day event, leading up to the event, we're doing food drives. Not only are the staff conducting food drives, but we have volunteers throughout the community that are holding food drives for us. And they bring that food all to the food bank. But once we get it, it's all got to be sorted. So the volunteers come in and they help us sort that food. They help us bag that food. They help us prepare the assembly line that's going to be the distribution event, at the distribution event. Toys for Tots signs up people for months ahead of the event to make sure that we can provide services to everyone who needs our services. And then they distribute toys with a bunch of volunteers as well. I'll have to say that Santa's Express really epitomizes the true spirit of Christmas. It really is a life-enriching event, and I'm proud to be a part of that event. It's so much fun. And we encourage Christmas flair when you come too. The more jingles and jingles you have, the better. We have a program funded by First 5 Calaveras to provide nutrition education to children 5 and under in private preschools, Head Start and early Head Start classrooms, and it's called the Kids Farmers Market. So they get nutrition education from one of our staff. Her name is Bonnie. She's been with the Resource Connection for 18 years now. She's a wonderful gal. So not only does she provide nutrition education with the children, and it is, based for 5-year-olds, she sets up a farmer's market outside. So after they get the taste testing and the lesson, then they get farmer's bucks. And they all go outside to the farmer's market. And they're so excited to spend their farmer's bucks on whatever produce that she has available at the farm stand. It's really cute to watch. And you'd be surprised how many of them don't know how to spend money. So it's a lesson in buying things as well. And then we also pre-bag produce. And so those children are able to bring healthy produce home to share with their families. It's a really great program. And we thank First 5 for their partnership. Also, thanks to the Rotary Clubs of Calaveras, we have a 25 raised bed garden on site at the food bank. It's also tended by Bonnie. Bonnie does a lot for us. And we grow produce, we harvest, and it's given out to our clients the very day that it's harvested. It's a great resource for us, and we're so thankful. It's a lot of work. It really is, but we're thankful to have it there. So I wanted to let you know that the Resource Connection, a lot of people think that we're a county-run program, and we're not. We are a nonprofit 501c3 organization. We write grants to help us feed our families. We also have a program called the Calaveras Food Project, which I know that you guys are all familiar with because I see the bright green neon bags sitting up front. It's a donation program. Now, I will say that COVID kind of hit this program pretty hard. It was hard for people to get out into the supermarkets, and once they got out into the supermarkets, there wasn't much on the shelf to feed their own family, let alone to shop for other families. So our community pivoted and supported us financially, which we really appreciate. And I'm often asked, which is better to receive, Tina, funds or food? Well, they're both equally important to the mission that we have to feed the hungry in our community. Now, I've shared with you that I can get food at 9 cents a pound at our food hub. But the food that they have there is not always the food that we're looking for. So that's where your food donations come into play. You are able to provide us with nourishing food, and a lot of the food that's really expensive for us to buy. Peanut butter is a great source of protein, but it's also expensive when you're buying it and you need it on the level that we need it at. Or cans of tuna fish. Every jar, every can makes an impact on somebody's life. It truly does. I can't stress that enough. It truly does help us. So now that you kind of have an idea what it is that we offer and what it is that we do, how does someone who needs food get it? Well, we try to make it as easy as possible because, like I mentioned before, it's not easy for someone to come to us for the first time. It's hard, and we realize that. So we try to be as welcoming as possible. Now, because we are funded with grants, our grantors want information about the people that we serve. They want to know about their family dynamics, how many people are in their household, how many people are we helping, what are their ages, and that type of thing. So they do want us to collect demographics, so we have to get up in people's business a bit. And we try to make that as painless as possible. We are required that they show us proof of income. And as you might well imagine, the first time someone's coming to us for help, they're not bringing their financials with them. And that's okay. So we'll do the long intake process, and we'll get the information to satisfy the needs of our funders. And then that family will go home with a shopping basket full of food. We just ask that within the next several times that they come to visit us, could you please bring us the information that we require? Just proof of your income if you've got a job, and most of our clients have a job. They'll just bring us in a pay stub, or our seniors will bring us in their social security statement, and that's how they satisfy that. So clients can come to us, we call them clients, by the way. They can come to us for food once every 30 days. And we can fudge on the 30 days a bit here and there, because people have lives and they're not going to be counting every 30 days in between visits. So they can come to us once every 30 days for food. And again, they receive a shopping cart full of food. They can also visit our network of food pantries. They can also go to our USDA commodity sites. They can also participate in our produce days. And remember, I said we had one at the food bank, and then we had one that someplace out in the community. Come to both. They can access all of that food within the same 30 days. So they're not choosing, am I going to go to the food bank, or am I going to go to produce day? Or am I going to go to commodities? Or am I going to go to my community pantry? Come do it all. If you need food, that's what we are here for. And that's our mission, is to make sure that no one in our community has to go hungry. And with all of the food sources that you've just heard me present to you, nobody in our community has to go hungry. And I've only talked to you about the partnerships that we have with faith-based and community-based pantries that are part of our organization, because there's a little bit of a stipulation. We have to go out and we have to inspect them once a year just to make sure that they're following Feeding America guidelines. And some people don't want us all up in their business that way, which is fine. So there are other community pantries located throughout Calaveras that don't have an affiliation with us, that we also try to steer clients to if they just don't have the means to come and see us. But like I said, we do try to get out into the community as much as we possibly can, because our goal is to ensure that no one in Calaveras County goes hungry. So you, our generous community, also plays a huge role in what we do. You donate to our food drives. You fund our work through donations. You've heard me mention volunteers several times today. All of that is vital to our success, especially the volunteers. And not only those that are at our off-site locations, but at the food bank as well. Because if you think about it, we've got to fill those shopping baskets full of food, plus we're running around picking up food, plus we're trying to wait on the clients that are coming in through our doors. We're open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 o'clock in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon to serve our clients. So we can't do it all. We try, but we can't possibly do it all. So volunteers that are working on site at the food bank are also a big part of what we do. We wouldn't be able to provide these services without you and your support. I often say that I have the best job in the world. I get the opportunity to make a difference in somebody's life every single day. And that's not lost on me by any stretch of the imagination. Did I think many years ago that this is what I would be doing at this stage in my life? No. I came to the food bank 8 years ago on a 2-year contract to help the Calaveras Food Project get off the ground. And I thought I'd only be there for 2 years. It stole my heart. I think that I was led there. I think that this is my purpose in life. And I'm happy that so many people are going on this journey with me. I really am. The staff at the food bank were just facilitators of your generous hearts. So I hope you take that piece home with you today. I would also like to extend an invitation to anyone who would like to come out and tour the food bank. Please call before you come, because we might be in a truck someplace up in West Point, not at the food bank. But I would be happy to give you the opportunity to see firsthand what your generosity is allowing us to accomplish. So again, I want to thank you for inviting me to come here today and to be able to share with you. So thank you.
Thank you again, Tina, for sharing all that. This. Appreciate you being here today, too. Let's enter into a time of prayer, please. Eternal God, gracious and loving divine parent of us all, brooding over your creation with an everlasting love, we give you thanks this day for so many things. For the families of our origins, for nurturing mothers and fathers and for our children, for those who have nurtured us in the faith, for those who have faithfully offered their gifts in the various ministries of this church, for all who contribute to the enriching of our lives, our minds, and our faith, for a culture which provides so many opportunities for mental and spiritual stimulation and growth. We are, of all people, so richly blessed, and we give you thanks for placing us here and planting us. We ask your blessings on our fragile world. Give us a world where there is greater justice. Give us a world where the strong aid the weak. Give us a world where no one and no child is hungry at night. Give us a world where there is safety and all of your children can lie down in peace. Give us a world where we make no distinction between people based on race or nationality, and we accept everyone as your child. Grant healing this day to those who are sick. Touch the leaders of the nations, O God, so they will act with love in their hearts. Grant us strength as we seek to serve you. And now we pray as Jesus taught us. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Do not let us fall into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. God has called us to a ministry of service, water for the thirsty, comfort for those who grieve, healing for ones in pain, acceptance of persons who have not accepted themselves. Now we offer our strength and time, as well as our God, that the love of God may bless many, You may place your connection cards in the offering plates at this time also.
In our opening invocation this morning, there was what appears on the surface to be some confusion. There was talk about hearing and seeing the same thing. That is actually very biblical, because the word for word in the Old Testament, dabar, is a thing. This is a song by Mitch Secor of the Old Crow Medicine Show, which invites us to hear and see our human condition, and then of course respond to that with the offering of our lives as well as our goods. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. I hear the crying of the hungry in the deserts where they're wandering. Yeah, they're crying out for heaven's own beneficence upon them. I hear destructive powers prevailing. I hear fools falsely hailing to the crooked words of tyrants when they call. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. I hear the sound of tearing pages and the old burning papers, all crimes and accusations, turn your hair and agitation, and the rattle of the shadows, all beneath the fancy paper, and the lowliest together of the storm. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. So while you're sitting there whistling Dixie with your money and your power, I can hear the flowers growing in the rubble of the towers. I hear leaders with their lying, I hear babies with their crying, I hear soldiers with their dying, one and all. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. I hear the tender words from Zion, I hear Noah's waterfall, hear the gentle Lamb of Judah sleeping at the feet of Buddha, and the prophets from Elijah to the youth that sits beside you, take your places at the table as they're called. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all.
Let us dedicate our gifts together in prayer. Generous God, we rejoice in this opportunity to thank you for the portion of the bounty you provide for us. As we share materially in the work of your church, we offer hope to those who are suffering. Thank you for pointing us to the needs and for the joy of sharing. Amen. I won't miss this one. Sent forth by God's blessing, number 76. You may be seated. Thank you. Let's see. A couple of announcements we got. One not in here, there's a lot of extra food out back. Make sure you take all that you can use or need or share with others. Don't feel shy about taking some. Pastor Bonnie and Daryl on vacation, need pastoral care, parish care. Turkey in the barrel, it says chicken still. Turkey in the barrel, May 28th. Sign up sheet is there. Also, we could use a few more volunteers to help with this. It won't be as extensive as the pancake breakfast, but we could use some help putting the meals together. It's gonna be all takeout. So anyway, if you can help, I'm gonna start serving about 4, so it'll be just a couple, 2.5 hours on a Saturday afternoon. I know it's Memorial Day weekend, but we could use some help. All church camping trip, sign up for that out there too. Hear now the benediction. Let us go forth, sharing the gifts we have been given. Spend the week discovering how God will use you to bring joy to others. Amen. Let's sing our benediction song.
We're going to do the postlude just a little differently. You are free to move about, hug, shake hands, and do whatever you like, or you can join us. In the meanwhile, before you leave today, wish Pastor Emeritus John happy birthday before he takes off for the mountain. Okay, John.
I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away, like mountain, running on.
Go in peace, serving others.
Hey, thanks be to God.
Thanks be to God.